Check out FlipsideGaming.com for all your gaming needs. Use the promo code HEROES to save 10% on all orders over $10. Hey there, this is John from Heroes and Legends, and welcome to this special edition of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch. It is that time of the week again to count down the 10 hottest cards of the week, and obviously we have seen a lot of Kamigawa Neon Dynasty previews over the course of the week. Some of those are impacting card prices, but I was a little surprised about how calm the market was in general this week. You're going to see that in today's video. There's also a few other things that are moving card prices. We'll talk about it all. Quickly, before we get into the details though, just a fast reminder, if you go to FlipsideGaming.com, you can use the HEROES promo code to save 10% on orders over $10. Currently, you can pre-order Kamigawa Neon Dynasty products there. They also do have the 2 commander decks as well as the products you see on the screen, but those are on a different page. I'll leave a couple links below so you can find what you're looking for. Aside from Kamigawa, though, they have a whole lot of other stuff too, so make sure you check everything out. And remember, if your order is over $100 or consists only of singles, shipping will be free in the United States. Also, whenever you use the HEROES promo code, it does support the channel, which is always appreciated, so thank you. And without any further ado, let's get into it. Number 10 is Masako the Humorless. This goes up $1 to $9.11. That is a 12% increase this week. Now, this is a good time to let you know how we compile our top 10 every week. We look at 2 major pieces of criteria. The first is the percentage increase in value of the cards. And secondly, we want to see a true increase in sales out there. So if you're expecting a card to be on the top 10 and it doesn't make it, well, it fell short in one or both of those categories. But with that out of the way, let's talk more about this card here. Now, currently, Masako the Humorless does get a little commander play, but the real story here is the fact that this card was featured by 2 different YouTube channels recently. Jake and Joel or Magic is the first one. They did a short commander tech video showcasing the card. Also, EDH Deck Building highlighted this in a video focused on what many people would consider underwhelming commanders. I do think this additional attention could have brought some eyes to the card. Also, it is from Champions of Kamigawa. There's a lot of people going back and looking at old Kamigawa cards now too. Number 9 is Chainer Dementia Master. This goes up $1.18 to $11.29. That is a 12% increase this week. Now, this currently does see a little commander play sometimes as a commander, but typically when you see this, it's in a Krieg Son of Yawgmoth deck. Also, it is a very old card that is yet to be reprinted, and that is going to be an ongoing theme in today's video. But the reason I think this is getting hot right now ties into Kamigawa Neon Dynasty previews. There are a number of cards already previewed that have death triggers, and of course Chainer could grant you some value by allowing you to juggle those cards. Let's take a look at some examples. Now granted, the only card up here that shares color identity is Junji the Midnight Sky, but just generally you have these 4 Dragon Spirits previewed that have death triggers, and you also have that last card which is a Saga that transforms into a creature that has death triggers. Spiritual Guardian comes in at number 8. It goes up $1.32 this week to $5.88. That is a 29% increase. Now, this does not see much play to speak of, but it is an older card that is yet to be reprinted again, plus it is a spirit. As you may know, if you've been watching the Kamigawa Neon Dynasty previews, spirits are playing a pretty big role in the set. So this might have become a speculative pickup for somebody out there, or maybe a group of people. Number 7, really the 4th card in a row that's an older card that's yet to be reprinted. This is Reign of Daggers. It goes up $1.38 this week to $13.16 for a 12% increase. Now, this only sees a tad bit of commander play, but some collectors continue to gravitate towards these type of cards as reserveless cards get more expensive. Number 6 is Crumbling Sanctuary. Make that 5 in a row. This goes up $1.40 to $7.44. That's a 23% increase. This did, however, see some increased commander play recently in Umber Sphere Manifest builds. Number 5 also has not been reprinted, but being on the reserve list, that is expected. This is Femeref Enchantress. It goes up $2.19 to $19.34 for a 13% increase. This does get a little commander play at times in enchantment-heavy builds. Sometimes you'll see it in Sithis Harvest Hand, for example. But again, the reason this is moving up the way it is now ties into Kamigawa Neon Dynasty previews. Let's go ahead and just take a look at some of the cards I'm referring to here. As always, I won't keep the preview cards up for super long, so feel free to pause the video if you want to take a closer look. But you may have noticed if you've been paying attention, there's a pretty strong enchantment theme going on in Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. All the cards on the screen are all cards that support enchantments or want you to play enchantments. Notice Modify is one of the mechanics in the new set, and the qualifications for a creature to be modified is the creature either has to have equipment, an aura, or counters on it. And I do want to point out that the last card on this page, Satsuki the Living Lore, I have seen some early commander deck lists around that card already running Ephemeref Enchantress. Let's look at some other examples now, though. There's a whole bunch of sagas in this set that turn into enchantment creatures, so there's more enchantment support right there. The ones on the screen are a cycle of rares in the 5 colors, and you have some multicolor ones too, which are on the screen now. And the last card I wanted to show you is the front-facing commander for the Upgrades Unleashed commander deck. So unfortunately, Ephemeref Enchantress does not share color identity with this card, but it will be interesting to see what else is included in that deck. Now, aside from all the rares and mythics I just put up on the screen, you will find a lot of enchantment support in common and uncommon as well. Number 4 is Meltdown. This goes up 251 to 897. That is a 39% increase. And this is a big legacy sideboard card right now. It is good against Urza's Saga. It also gets a little commander play too. Plus, yet again, it's an older card that's yet to be reprinted. Number 3 is Purgatory, another reserve list card. It goes up 256 to 753. That's a 51% increase this week. Now, currently, this doesn't see a whole lot of play to speak of, but it is an enchantment, and it does play well with creatures with death triggers. So maybe there is some speculation around this card based on the Kamigawa previews we talked about earlier. Number 2, Kusarigama, another older card yet to be reprinted. It's up 306 to 1399. That is a 28% increase. Now, this currently does see some commander play in a few different builds, including Zurgo Helm Smasher. This is especially good if you can equip it onto an indestructible creature, and it does look like it will get better with Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. We already talked about the Modify mechanic and the Upgrades Unleashed commander deck. This could be a good upgrade there, or good in a fresh build around Shishiro the Shattered Blade. But here's a couple more cards that could be pushing this. The first is Kyodai, Soul of Kamigawa, since it can give something indestructible. And the second card is Ryu, Storm's Edge. I have seen Kusarigama in some early commander deck lists around this card. And finally, coming in at number 1 is Exorcist. This goes up 323 this week to 4455. That is an 8% increase. Now, we have talked about this, but recently cards from the dark have heated up again, at least some of them, especially some of the reserve list cards. Once people started to see those trends, more jumped in and we saw more increases. But this card was the target of a buyout. It does continue to creep up at least a little bit again this week. Now, when it comes to gameplay, sure, this does see a tad bit of commander play, but it also could work well in the future with Genji the Midnight Sky, which we saw earlier. Alright, that does it for this week's top 10 hot cards of the week, but remember to join us this weekend for our regular episode of the Market Watch. That is where we deep dive into everything that's happening in the secondary market. But until then, hey, stay safe out there. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and have a great day. Hey, thanks for watching. This video is made possible through the generous support of viewers like you on Patreon. Check out the description below for links to our Patreon page, as well as our Amazon affiliate store, where a small percentage of all sales will also help support the channel. Finally, if you haven't had a chance yet to subscribe, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the new videos on Heroes and Legends. Talk to you again soon, and have a great day.